some perspective, then you gotta look at it like what is the concept of those books as you mentioned that they say that what these people have is the truth. Because you know what I mean? That would matter. Because it's like we were having a conversation with Black Power, and he was talking about Noah. And what happened is he kept on mixing the two scriptures,
Man, that's because
which are completely
Black
two
Power
different
Black
scriptures.
Power don't know what he be talking about, man. He just be listening to a bunch of Sonetta videos and repeating shit he heard. You know what I'm saying? That's all he be
Yes.
doing. He's not really versed in that book like that. He's just like he's one of those type of people that's just like mad because maybe things ain't work out the way he wanted to, so now he just blames God or blames the mystery God for whatever. So I don't believe in that stuff. Y'all believe in that shit, man. Now, yeah, you could say that's true, but the reasons why he says that is I don't like. I could just see. I could just discern. But anyway, that's just my discernment. Yeah, I may be
But
right or wrong, but that's what I see. But
he just
however,
robs himself of knowledge, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that was like I was like Black Power. You have all these people like from different faiths. They can inform you of the information that you lack, right?
yeah,
But what he does is he would rather
mute the
make his
panel
own assumptions.
exactly and
Yeah,
just talk his own shit and don't listen to nobody else. And it's like, how you gonna
yeah.
make
Like
it?
with you got references. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, this is where I got this from. You can go look at it. Most of them they don't do that, so they're just making up things. It's like
Because they repeating
they're so
shit
creative.
because they repeating shit they heard. That's why. That's what I'm talking about. Niggas just
Yeah, I don't
repeating
respect
shit.
that. Yeah.
Niggas watch YouTube videos. Yo, did y'all know that? Really? Then when you ask them to show and
Isn't that
prove,
like
then when you ask them to show and prove, well, how do you know? Can you give us some references? Can you break that down? Well, I'm saying, man, nah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you to break it down, but they can't.
bro? He's not humble and he's lazy. You know, I was having a discussion with FM the doctor, and he's Moorish American. Bro,
Yeah. He mad
I
at the
took
Moors
like out of my day,
because they
but
say
I
we
took
not
out of
black,
my day,
and he repping that black power.
but Lord Messiah, I took a couple of hours out of my day to actually be quiet, sit there, and watch this guy, a Moorish American, breaking down their belief system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't just crazy stuff. Because I'm like, first let me get some knowledge, and that is from the people who actually follow that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I get it from other people, I don't know what the agenda is. You know what I mean? Because in my religion, I know there's like people who are anti-Muslim. You know what I mean? Giving different information. So I'm like, let me get it from their mouth, and then later on I can be like, okay, that didn't make sense. Can you explain why would you think in that way? I like that approach because you're not being lazy. You're actually putting in homework. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
see, and that's why too, like it's actually disrespectful when people come on a panel, they ain't studied nothing, they don't want to study anything, and then they acting as if like what they're saying is supposed to be valued when they didn't even value themselves well enough, value themselves enough to even fact check what they said before they said it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you put yourself in that position. So now when somebody fact check you, you can't get mad or get all in your emotions when you should have did the fact checking beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the reality.
Or else he might as well just give us a link to the YouTube he just watched, because it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the reason why I said that about Black Power, because one day we was on his panel, me and a Moorish brother, and we was breaking down the science of black and why we shouldn't use the term black in the legal arena. But since all people know of the term black is the social and maybe some of the scientific aspect of why we say we're black, but we're explaining that in the legal arena, you don't want to use that terminology because that puts you in a position of being considered dead in the eyes of the law, civil little mortuus. They can't hear or see what you're saying. And that's why that
Yeah.
lady, the Liberty with the scales, she got the blindfold over her eyes because justice is blind. And this is why we got to understand that justice is just us. Because if we don't make it happen, it's not going to happen. Like, we got to make that shit happen. The people, you know, the real we the real people, not the we the people of the court.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, people hear that term, we the people, they think that's talking about them. No, they talking about the bar association, and you ain't part of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Oh, man. Bigo is fucking interested, man. I sort of think Bigo, like, when it comes to the religion side, it's like trying to swim against a current, you know, like the ocean current.
Right.
It's hard because everyone has taken their stance, bro. Nobody's trying to, you know,
actually learn.
It's yeah, man.
They just want to
be like, hey, you give me your perspective.
Sound smart.
Yeah.
Everybody want to sound smart, but they don't actually want to learn.
Yeah. So it becomes a waste of time because it's like, it's meant to be sharing information. But what has happened is, it's like people just listen to defend. They don't listen to understand anything. It's just like, I think that time is coming for me, like, to get the hell out of Bigo, or at least change what I do.
Right. Or maybe
I can't keep fighting people over religion, bro.
Right. And that's why I be trying to talk about other stuff, but it seems like you always get pulled back into it anyway. It's like people just stuck in that matrix. They stuck in the biblical Quranic matrix, or whatever their persuasion is. You know what I'm saying? So,
Lord Messiah, it has gotten so bad now, bro. Like, I can't even walk into a Christian panel, bro, without somebody trying to bait me into some sort of debate.
I mean, I ain't gonna front.
Like, I look like
I may have. I mean, but listen, people been debating on Bigo. I didn't create the debate atmosphere on Bigo, but I can say that maybe I added on to it a little something, because, you know, I do be a little combative when it comes to this word. But however, the Bible says, though, debate your cause with thy neighbor, you know what I'm saying, and hold not a secret unto each other, unless thou be put to shame, unless he who heareth be putteth to shame, and turn not away from his infamy. So meaning, you know, like, you supposed to debate your cause, and unless a person don't want to be put to shame, you know, and this is why a lot of times they be like, oh, I don't want to debate this. Yeah, because you don't want to be put to shame about your actions. So when people debating about certain things, it's showing and proving who you are. And you're like, no, don't talk about that. You're exposing me. You're making me feel insecure because what you're saying is touching me some kind of way, and I feel some kind of way about it. So that's the reality of it.
But all the time, like, there's a season for everything. I'm sure that even the Bible says that. Some days you just want to chill, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
You tell motherfuckers to put down their sword, like, like.
Right. But it's like they won't let you. It's like sometimes I just be wanting to chill.
They
like,
won't,
I ain't
bro.
here to, you know, get into all of that, but they won't let me. They won't let me chill. I'll be on panels just kicking it with people, just having a cool conversation. And motherfuckers won't let me do that. They will, nah, Messiah, how you in here trying to kick it with people and act like you all cool and shit? Nigga, you better start arguing and debating about Jesus. Like, you just
like yesterday, bro.
You gonna just force me to just talk, with King Ashanti, or Little Dipper.
Yeah.
He gonna pull up, just gonna force me to argue about some shit. Like, come on, man, stop, man. Ain't nobody. I'm just chilling, man. I'm listening, cleaning my house, just chilling. Ain't nobody, you know.
Me too. I was like doing what you were doing as I was like talking. I was cleaning the thing, right? And I respect Ryan for that, because he was like Ashanti. I don't know. It's like he gets turned on as soon as he sees one of us, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, this is a Muslim. Now I'm gonna, like, it's like, bro.
He on a holy war.
Go talk to some females.
He on a holy war. He got a hard on for the Muslims. Man, when I see these, I'm gonna get them. So what you're saying is that Muhammad is just a prophet. He's not God. So
what you're saying? So what you mean to tell me is?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Beagle for it. But like at the same time, we gotta realize that this the times that we in, people, like a lot of political upheaval, religious upheaval, a lot of what revelations to be revealed. So a lot of people feel like they seeing things, they realize things. Then you got people that's just dumb. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like Messiah said, they just see things off YouTube, they regurgitate, they repeat shit, and it may resonate with them for that moment, but you didn't do no research, bro. So
Nope.
when you get up here
Yeah.
and you talk to scholars and people who actually doing this, like Lord Messiah and some of us others, it's like, bruh, it's like blah 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 blah,
Yep.
and with
Yep.
so much emotion, a lot of
Yep.
blah blah with so much emotion, and it's annoying at some point. So like that's why
Yep.
I get you, Lord Messiah. I get you 1,000%, bro. Like people gonna say, yeah, you combative, but to the man that speaks the truth, like imagine Jesus or Muhammad, they're speaking their truth, and somebody combating them like, no, 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 Muhammad, Jesus, you don't know what you're talking about. No, no,
Right,
no, 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 no.
right.
Like what the fuck? I came here to be the truth. I came here to be the light. I did this
man.
fucking work to speak
Exactly.
this absolute truth. I'm living this righteous lifestyle, and you're gonna tell me what I know to be true?
Right,
The hell's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And
But
then when
Can't
you
make
say
it up.
that,
Hey, it's
then
crazy.
and then
but
when you
that's
say
a
that, they be
part
like,
of
man, who he think he is, man? He think he fucking God. This
Exactly.
nigga think he
Exactly.
Man,
the
I'm sitting
information.
here telling you that I am you, you are me. We are one. Like you got the same potential I got. I ain't special. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? I ain't never sat here and said, "Oh, I'm special. I'm the one. Follow me. I'm the." No, I don't even do that. Like, nah.
You know how that shit go though, man.
I say lead yourself. Don't follow me. Lead yourself. That's what I tell people. Do not follow
And the
me. I
thing
don't
is,
need. I don't want nor need
a
no
lot of
followers. Lead
a
yourself.
lot of people be like, "Oh man, y'all just trying to deify yourself." When you really do research, that's exactly the system of the chemists. That's what they did. When
Yep.
you look at the fucking tree of life and all this shit, when you understand, like you supposed to walk in this light, in this truth, the one that's embodying this divinity. And so if you don't walk in that, it's gonna sound foreign to your ass. You think you this? No, I am that. I am that I am.
So,
The hell I
so
gotta.
what you're saying is the information is only powerful as the person that receives it and understands.
There you go, bro. There you go, bro. There you go.
Right.
You know how many hours I cried when I got the enlightenment, bro? Like this whole time going through religious rituals, like I'm talking about doing that motherfucker too, bro. Going to church I did not miss a week, bro, since I was born. Did not miss a week. Literally, since I was born. So like when I came to the revelation of all of it, bro, I cried because you can be in beliefism and sensationalism and you can have a good heart, but still be ignorant. And that's the hard part. You're like, I got a good heart. I'm doing all I need to do. I'm praying. I'm doing all the rituals. I'm going to church. You're doing all of that, but still ignorant. It's still something in your subconscious you don't understand. And until you admit that, you're going to keep arguing with thyself. You're not arguing with me.
Like a person that's fighting against themselves to be the
Man,
best version. I don't know why.
man. Who was it that fought in the Bible? They would say he fought the angel, his name changed. Was it Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Israel.
That was a symbolism of himself, man. And when we understand that we're fighting these spirits, these thoughts, all this stuff of ourselves, man, the energy within thyself, that's when your name changed. That's when you go into this new birth. Why do your name change? Because it's a new birth, a new life, a new way, a new consciousness. That shit gonna throw you off, bro. Your whole life you was one way, then all of a sudden a new character come upon you. That's the spirit.
Right.
You used to be a weakling. Now you bold as hell. All of this shit comes upon a man.
Right. That's the same thing that water baptism symbolizes.
There you go.
We know just by dunking yourself in water doesn't change you. It is the mindset you go in before you dunk, and then sticking to that same mindset after
there
coming
you go.
out.
There you go.
What to represent. So we stand on that. So yeah, all these
And the truth of the matter is, it may take you years to even understand what that baptism was. You might have got baptized 5 years ago and thought that something's supposed to happen in that moment. And because you ain't feel the sensationalism of that moment, you say, man, I don't really know. I don't really trust it. But I'm going to still keep going through. I'm going to still do this. But then it comes a point of revelation. You're like, damn, baptism really means that I got to let go of those old ways, those old thoughts, and take on the new. And then, man, and when that revealed to you, bro, that's when you repent, and that's when you crying out. You're like, yo, I've been doing this to my damn self. I was ignorant amongst myself.
Right. And see, I've been, led to see that a lot of people play on emotions, meaning I don't. Yeah. So this can't be it because I don't feel a type of way. It ain't about. The feeling of understanding is accomplished. When you start to understand a lot of the mysteries, then you'll start to feel these things.
There you go.
But the feeling doesn't change the fact that what's true is true and what's not is not. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hardest part for most people when it comes down to seeking the truth and seeking the face of the Most High and what that means to the individual. Because we all know we can say 1,000 times that everybody has their own way in life to get to that truth. There is only but one truth. So no matter how we try to formulate, no matter how we try to put it together, that's still only.
Yep.
End of the day.
And there may be different angles or different perspective of that one truth. Some people got a story of the truth. Some people got the scientific version. Some people got this religious perspective. And when you understand the fullness of that truth, you be like, oh, yeah, I agree with you, bro. We ain't arguing. Because you understand all angles. It's a scientific, literally, it's a scientific meaning to your religious perspective. And some people speak from that perspective and you argue with them and it's folly. Nothing but folly.
Right. It's just like being in that position to understand that the car is ready to hit the road. But until you get on that road, you just in a car fully loaded.
Yeah.
You just in a car that's fully loaded, going nowhere. Because knowing the truth and understanding the truth is shit.
Man.
It's far away journey to know and understand. That's two different things.
Yes.
The truth, but if I'm not applying it, that truly means I don't.
Come on, bro.
If I knew the truth and understood it, I would apply it. That's only logic. So a lot of times, man, we get caught as people. We play up our emotions, and that's how we tend to be a follower at times. So until we learn off of what truth is and move in that sense and go against the grain when everybody say we shouldn't, that's when we really live in that truth and walking in that. Actually on that now.
That's it, bro.
Well, guys, I think it's kind of strange too. Because when you look at the realization of the 12 disciples, each of them were moving in different lifestyles and came to the realization of the truth different. You know? So, a lot of the times, each of our understanding is different, but we're trying to find one united front. And sometimes, even when you let somebody know that, or somebody might have an understanding, or even me, I might have an understanding, but I'm not using it because it's a choice. So when you undergo the baptism, people might think that, hey, something amazing is supposed to happen, and the sun is supposed to be shining down on through the clouds, and there's going to be a bird. I never heard that. You know? And that's the ideology we have, that we're going to be in tune with God. But the reality of it is that God just watches your choices, and everything is a choice. And that's what the devil doesn't want you to know. So a lot of the time people are saying, hey, we have an understanding of it and we know it. But the choices don't dictate that because they have to start to apply it. It's free to find life in their life.
Right. I mean, it's just like the game on the street corner, find the ball. When he puts the ball in the first spot, my duty is to keep my eye on that one ball. Damn, all these other tops. I'm focused on the top that has the ball underneath. So if I'm not swaying my eyesight to the left or the right on these other the top, I'm gonna be able to keep my eye on the top that has the ball underneath. And that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta keep our sight, I mean, not our visual sight, but our spiritual sight on the things going on around us at all times without even looking at like it's self-preservation to the point to where no man walking the face of the earth can really move me. That's where we gotta be. If you're easily moved and swayed by words of people, you're gonna be all over the place.
It's not even that, bro. It's not necessarily that nowhere in a time where you have to arm yourself with words. Like, even before God.
That's right, man.
You can articulate out here from like you can really find yourself being in a bind.
Spiritual war.
Look at what they did to Andrew. They really destroyed his path and destroyed, what he was saying and switched it. So if we're not trying to do that from a real understanding, we're gonna be lost out here. You're gonna find times where you're gonna be defeated. I've even went into panels, bro. And when I've gone to some panels, they were Satanists who were telling me, hey, God is wrong. God is created. All these are like listening to them and hearing them trying to defeat the word of God was really turning point for me. Listening to what these people are saying, I need to study the devil's Bible and all these other things. And it was crazy.
Yeah, there's a saying that says too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Everybody wants to be a speaking preacher, bro. And that's why you gotta be mindful. Because some people, they think they know your journey, your circumstance and stuff, and they give you advice. Like they don't even know you. You feel what I'm saying? Like I couldn't get on the internet and I'm trying to give a stranger that I have no idea about what their life has been like, you know what I mean, or what the point they're in, to be like, hey, what works for me works for you. You feel what I'm saying? And you have to be mindful of people, man. Because on a daily basis on the internet, we're interacting with too many people.
Right. That's a good point, Ryder. But at the same time, it's like being that we don't know people specifically, and people don't really tell what's really going on in the interior of their situation, we could only give them like general advice, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we knew them personally, then we may be able to see exactly what it is or more into what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, the thing about the beautiful thing about the Creator is when we are out in the world, we can see a little bit of ourselves in every situation, or we can understand because we may know somebody that went through that very same situation. So we always have something to offer. It's just about how we're intending to offer that. Now, I could say the same thing Lord Messiah just said in a way that could have offended the shit out the brother that was speaking before him. But it's all about presentation. And that don't mean we say things to save faces. That don't mean we say things to water it down. We say things to reach people in certain ways. So it's all about communication. Now, if I come across a particular person that seems to be going through something, I don't have to know their immediate situation to be able to pour into them. I just got to understand that this person needs to be poured into. Now, it's on that person to receive the information however they need to do so to better their understanding. Now, if I'm a person that I need to be poured into, but I'm not willing to accept anything a person is saying, because a crackhead sleeping on the streets can offer me valid advice.
That's right.
Because there has to be some reason for him being in the position that he's in, and the words that's coming out of his mouth may help me avoid that very same thing. So we can learn shit from everybody. It's just about how we receive the information and understanding what gratification the information is given in us.
Let me give you an example. If you're going through some situation and you go to an alcoholic, you know what the alcoholic will do? He will give you alcohol, because when it comes to dealing with life and stuff like that, he uses that substance to cope through life. It's not because he hates you. It's just that That is what he uses to cope with life. So that's why you have to be mindful about people, bro. Because everybody else is in a different place. And what they use,
right?
What they use might not be beneficial for you.
Right, I get it, but
I promise you, it's true.
Everybody's not qualified to be able to do the things that you're speaking on because, like myself, prime example, I'm not no heavy drinker, but if I wanted to reach a brother that was an alcoholic and it was an opportunity for me to get at him, but I had to drink with him, I'm strong enough to have that drink with him, accomplish the mission, go back to my normal life. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't never about what and how you do shit. Well, what you do is how you do it. And it's about the intention behind what you're doing. Now, sometimes we can have good intentions and push out bad information. So it's just about the understanding of who and what you're dealing with on any level. When you're in a position to help somebody in a spiritual way or financial way or any way, it still has to be in a position to where you're protecting yourself as well. You got to know what the fuck you're doing, what you're walking into, what you're getting into. You got to be the person that's in control of the situation when that person is not. Bottom line.
Yeah, I just want to tell them to go to their local pastor and share. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not a scholar. I'm trying to figure things out for myself.
So if you're a person, if you know that you're a person that struggles with things yourself, that doesn't mean you can't help somebody, but it got to be with God.
Right.
You got to make sure you put yourself into it.
Right. It's kind of like doing like a diagnostic test on a car before you start working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like before you start working on a car, you want to find out what's wrong with it first, and then you can apply the proper tools. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, like, the car is overheating, but it may not be that it needs oil. It may need antifreeze. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like you got to analyze. You got to go up under that hood and see what's going on first before you apply what needs to be applied. You know what I'm saying? So basically doing the knowledge before your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You look, listen, observe, also respect. Then you know how to apply the proper words and actions to bring about the understanding. You know what I mean?
So before the Israelites, the Hebrews, some people call them the Jews, perhaps, right? Before they made it to the Promised Land and the name Yahushua was bestowed upon their next leader, Joshua, which was the servant of Moses, who was under the prophet of Moses, Aaron, the son of Nun. There was Moses was told in the city of Moab that he won't make it. He won't make it to see the Promised Land because of the incident that he had with the water and the rock. He didn't listen to the directions of the Almighty at that time, which means he didn't listen to himself. You go against yourself, you destroy yourself. When he did that, he kind of wrote his ticket to not make it. So he died in the islands of Moab, and no one knows where he was buried. So there's no proof that he's dead. And if he is the writer, then he could say whatever he wanted to say. He was able to come off the mountain and tell people he said this and said that, and they believed him. Because he had built that rapport with man and with the tribes. And so if you notice, when we get here in America, you ever notice that with the cash symbol, why is it always an S? Why is cash represented by an S with a line through it? Well, this represents the Promised Land. It's created after our first king. Our king, when we were in the wilderness, was Moses, the king of Jeshurun, which is another name for Jacob, which was named Israel after he fought with the angel. And you see the snake wrapped around the pole on every dollar. When you write the dollar sign, you literally draw a snake around the pole. It's not an S. That doesn't represent money. So what holds value is a memorial. So if you're in this place, you have to spend money that has literally the mark of the snake on the pole. Every health system uses that same sign too.
Right.
We still live under the laws of circumcision. This is the Promised Land. This is our shit. Everybody wants to come here.
Right.
We have the holy language. Ain't nobody on the planet that's not trying to speak English. I don't believe that. That's just like they try to tell us we're not home. It's like they told us we're not the center of the universe. The sun is. But the Quran says that the sun moves. The Bible says that the sun moves. The Torah says the sun moves. So, if you're not going to stand with me on this, you ain't standing with yourself. You got to stand with me.
But a lot of people don't believe in those scriptures.
Yo.
But, it's not the truth for them because they don't believe in that. Yeah.
The Caduceus, right? Kambada said in his rhyme, he said, the money sign is the Caduceus. Remove the snakes and the staff that you're moving with. I was like, ooh, that shit was fire right there.
The money is marked after.
Remove the snakes. Remove the snakes and the staff that you're moving with. You know how the snake was wrapped around the staff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wow, that was deep right there. And also too, the science is that, Moses being a Kemetic priest, he was dealing with alchemy. You know what I'm saying? So that Caduceus symbol is representing alchemy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now in the medical field, right? They try to attribute that symbol to Homer, who they say was the father of medicine, but really Imhotep was the father of medicine. And as far as the staff with Moses, you can also go back to that's what I was going to ask you about Moses being a writer, right? And you were talking about the pen earlier, and you go back to Tahuti. Mm-hmm. When you see Tahuti, who was also the Kemetic priest, the high priest, you see him with the long beak and him with the pen. The long beak represents the pen because he was the writer. He was known. He was like a god of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Also, arts and craft. Well, no, arts and craft. I think Ptah was arts and craft, but definitely wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom. He was a writer, the prolific writer. And the emerald tablets of Thoth, emerald tablets of Tahuti, those are the writings. You know what I'm saying? He wrote all of those writings. So that's why you see him represented by the pen. But
right.
But I was going to ask you about the story with Moses. So now, if they say that Moses was the writer of the first 5 books, whatever, but they speak about the death of Moses in what is it? Exodus? Not Exodus. He died in Deuteronomy. Okay. So now I'm like, how do you write about
the first Psalms?
How do you write about your own death? You know what I mean? Like, does a person die and keep writing? Like, okay, then I died, and then after that, like, word, nigga, you dead. How you telling us what happened after that?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Because he was immortal. He was immortal, bro. So if you start from the beginning, this is why we're not allowed to really fellowship with the Jews. The reason that Jewish people are not Jews is not because it's not because they're not true or real, but there's a difference because the J was invented way later than the Y. The Y was what we used, so you were technically a you, right? And no one could teach you how to be a you, but that was the inside, the loins of Jacob, which he was turned to Israel, and his sons that he bore were Jews. The Jews was the Israelite part of them, the light of every man. But what was Jewish was the flesh. The flesh maneuvered as a Jew, but was not a Jew. You feel me? So the Israelites and shit, like that's what's inside the man. The original Jews. It was inside the man. And so there's 2 descendants. Everything descends from 2 things. And shit, I wanted to touch that part because what question did you ask me? I'm sorry.
No, I was talking about the him writing after his death.
Oh, well, that proves immortality right there. Which, okay, so if we get back to the beginning, to the Jews, right? What the Jews doctrine teaches us is that the soul of Moses was created before the universe. So the soul is only one soul. So if it is the soul of Moses, then everyone comes from the soul of Moses.
I don't know about that, Moses.
Well, I mean, that's what the Jews believe. That's what the Jews understand. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they believe. There's nothing higher than There's nothing higher than Moshe to a Jew, except the Most High that was in Moshe, that he delivered, hand delivered. So, I mean, the Muslims say we don't esteem prophets above other prophets. Well, that's because if you operate as a man, you can't do that. You don't have the jurisdiction. But when you operate as a judge, a witness, you know what I'm saying, then, bro, come on, bro. There's no comparison. Every prophet that you name would not be a prophet if this guy didn't do what he's supposed to do, or freedom in the first place. You know what I'm saying? He delivered a law. He literally was the deliverer of Allah and Elohim. So the two, the creators in the beginning got Elohim created. In the beginning, Allah created. That was delivered by those. That's the book of Musa. Even the Native Americans followed that book. It was called the Book of Moses. It wasn't even called the Torah. And it was alone. So you see how the boy earlier, he was like, yeah, the Bible. So now Moses keep getting blamed for everything the Bible goes through. No, bro. That Torah, when somebody reads something from Genesis to Deuteronomy, I can make it clear that's the Torah. It's not no Bible, no Biblios, none of that. Moses did not write with his book thinking about what book will be attached to his book. It's the only book on the planet where one book consists of a lot of books. Like, what the fuck? It's a goddamn library. So you should, if you divide everything else, then divide those books as separate books. It's just given to you in a package, in many parts, but then it makes one book. It teaches another thing about being one. Because all the prophets seem to simultaneously add up to each other, but let's not forget the individual parts. So you ask a builder, a regular man, what do you see? He'll say a house. If you ask a builder, a creator, what do he see? He's going to say, I see windows, I see doors, I see cellars, I see floors, I see steps, I see beams, I see walls, I see floor. You saying he's going to see a lot of things. But does that mean it's not a house that he sees? No. So that's two truths. Two separate truths. But they're both true. It's all based on experience, perception, perspective. And so that's why when Jerusalem descended on earth in Revelation, the only name, they sung the song of Moses in front of the man who sat on the throne. They sung the song of Moses. That's the song they goddamn sung, man. That's just a rap to this shit. It's not, now I'm not Moses, so you keep thinking I'm talking about Moses. Moses is just a vessel to me. If you knew what I thought about Moses or what I knew about Moses, you might not even respect him as much as you do now because you never met him. So all you did was hear. He was this, he was that, all the good things he did. This is not Moses talking to you. Moses can't talk. Jesus couldn't talk. Those red letters do not belong to Jesus. Those are the words of the Father who sent him. So Jesus couldn't talk. Samuel couldn't talk. None of those characters in the Bible could talk. Those were costumes that we wore because that's what we do. We use the humans as vessels to get our message across. They act out the script that we wrote. And they're always acting it out. It never happened because it's always happening. It's never a past tense. That's why it's not record, but script. Script is, before something happens. You read the script. You follow the script. Even the Muslims, their book, the Quran says, "O people of the book, O prophet," speaking right to the prophets. Speaking right to you. When you read it, that book say to you, "O prophet, O people of the book." We are the people of the goddamn book. That's just what it is. United States of America, a corporation. Who better to manage a place than someone who started from the bottom and worked all the avenues out and through all the kinks, all the misery, had to clean up, stay late, leave early, go early. I'm saying extra shifts, slaving us, not get paid. Days we didn't get paid. In days you got paid very little. That wasn't even worth payment. Then, through all of that, through lives, separation of self. I mean, the only two things we didn't divide was that Bible and ourselves. So once you make that division, just follow suit what you do with everything else. God gave you the day, you divide it into 24 pieces. God gave you man, you divide it into male and female. God gave you a day, you divide it into dark and night and night and night. I mean, day and night. God gave you earth, you divided it. You couldn't call it the earth because you saw water and land, two different things. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you use Moses to see. You use your vessel to see. You don't have eyes. You own eyes. You don't have ears. You own ears.
All right.
You're the Lord of those ears.
Right or left? I wanted to ask him a question. And right or left?
Yeah. He said he'd be back, but I don't know. But it seems like we must have been making some sense because he's a lot more contentious if you sound like nonsense. Man, he's real strict. Very strict. But as you can see, he finally admitted he's searching. I mean, he was talking about things he never talked about before. He was usually strictly Islam. A little bit of with Fire talking about the Hebrew as far as I experienced with him. Wasn't Elijah translated?
What you mean?
Right. Messiah, Elijah was translated.
What you mean?
Yeah, he transcended. Yeah,
he was translated. That's the word they use in the scripture, right?
You mean Eli? Oh yeah.
Elias.
Yeah. Elijah. Yeah.
Yeah, Elias was translated to Elijah, just like Moshe was translated to Musa, then Moshe.
Mm-hmm.
Translations throughout the languages. So Elias was who was on the mountain with Moses when Jesus got ordained, or Yahushua got ordained. Now, I'll remind you, Moses gave that name, according to Numbers 13, 4-5, Joshua's original name was Hoshea. Moses gave him the name Yahushua. Now, when Jesus was born, he was born to Joseph. She used that same name. She used the name of the servant of Moses. So Jesus is named after the servant of Moses. Because the flesh is the servant of God. The flesh, but you don't worship the flesh. You don't worship Moses. That's why it wasn't known where he's buried. Because those people of those times, they would worship his gravesite.
Moses.
Yes, sir. Huh?